Let me tell you something. If you want to change your life, if you want to go to the next level, if you want something different, something better, you've got to be hungry. Not just kind of want it hungry. I'm talking can't sleep, rest, can't breathe without a kind of hunger. Because when you're really hungry for your future, quitting ain't an option. Being average doesn't sit right with you. Playing it safe, that's off the table. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody has a dream they hold close to their heart. A vision of something better, something greater. But the truth is, dreaming alone won't get you there. The world is full of dreamers, full of people who talk about what they want to do someday. But dreams without action are just wishes, and wishes without hunger die where they started. What really separates those who live their dreams from those who only talk about them is hunger. Hunger is that deep, burning desire inside you that won't let you sleep when you're falling behind. It's what makes you get out of bed when nobody's calling your name. It's what makes you chase your goal when there's no applause, no guarantee, and no roadmap. See, dreamers talk, but doers grind. The dreamers sit around waiting for motivation. The doers get moving even when they're tired, even when they're scared, even when nothing around them looks like success. That's hunger. That's the difference. Being hungry doesn't mean you have all the answers. It means you're willing to search for them. It means you'll knock on every door, take every risk, face every rejection, and keep going. Why? Because the alternative, living a life of what ifs and regrets, is too painful to accept. If you want to change your life, you've got to stop pretending like wanting something is enough. You can want a better job, a stronger body, a thriving business, or peace of mind. But wanting it doesn't make it yours. Being hungry for it, that's what moves mountains. When you're hungry, you don't need a perfect plan. You just need a purpose. You just need that fire inside that says, I can't stay here. I can't settle for this. And that fire pushes you past every excuse. It silences the noise of doubt. It drowns out the fear. Look around you. Some of the most successful people didn't get where they are because they were the smartest or the most talented. They got there because they were the hungriest. They were the ones willing to go the extra mile, take the loss, stay focused, and come back swinging harder. They were the ones who got laughed at, talked about, counted out, and still kept showing up. Why? Because their hunger wouldn't let them quit. You've got to decide if you're going to be a dreamer or a doer. Are you going to keep talking about it? Or are you going to get up and go after it like your life depends on it? Because the truth is it does. Your future, your purpose, your peace, all of it depends on how hungry you are to grow. How bad do you want it? Are you willing to sacrifice comfort, distractions, and other people's opinions to get it? Are you willing to walk alone for a season if it means stepping into your destiny later? That's the test. That's where the separation begins, between the ones who talk and the ones who work. So if you're sitting there wondering why you're stuck, ask yourself one question. How hungry are you? Because when you're truly hungry, there's no backup plan. There's no maybe. There's only forward. You'll learn what you need to learn. You'll fail and try again. You'll build with broken pieces and praise through the pain. Because hungry people don't let obstacles stop them. They turn them into stepping stones. So stop waiting for motivation and start moving with intention. Your future belongs to the hungry. You don't need permission to chase your destiny. That's one of the most freeing truths you'll ever hear, but also one of the hardest for people to accept. Most people are waiting for someone to tell them they're good enough, smart enough, talented enough. They're waiting for a green light that may never come. And because of that, they spend years holding back, playing small, and keeping their dreams buried deep inside. But the reality is, your calling doesn't need a cosigner. Your future doesn't require a panel of judges to approve it. If the vision lives inside of you, then it's yours to pursue, and you don't owe anybody an explanation. There will always be people who don't see it. There will always be voices trying to convince you that it's too risky, too unrealistic, too big. But they're not supposed to see it because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. That dream, that gift, that fire in your spirit, that's between you and your Creator. That's a personal assignment. And if you keep waiting for people to clap before you move, you'll be sitting in the same spot 5 years from now, wondering what happened to all your potential. Some of the greatest breakthroughs come in silence, when nobody is watching and nobody believes. But you decide to believe in yourself anyway. When you stop waiting for permission, you stop limiting your life. You start walking in authority. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into other people's comfort zones. You stop watering down your vision just to make others feel secure. You stand up, you speak up, and you step out. You begin creating opportunities instead of begging for them. And every time you do that, you build confidence. Not the kind that comes from applause or likes, but the kind that's rooted in conviction. The kind that says, I know who I am and I know where I'm going, even if you don't. Most people who do something great in life had to break away from the crowd. They had to go against the grain. They had to be misunderstood, doubted, even ridiculed. But they didn't let that stop them, because they knew their purpose didn't come with universal approval. They moved with boldness, even in the face of rejection. They showed up when they weren't invited. They knocked on doors that were shut in their face, and when those doors didn't open, they built new ones. You have that same power. The moment you decide that your future matters more than other people's opinions, you become unstoppable. You realize that fear is just noise and doubt, is just distraction. You stop living for acceptance and start living with intention. And when that shift happens, everything changes. Doors start opening. Resources start showing up. Not because the world suddenly decided to support you, but because you finally decided to support yourself. You don't need a title to start. You don't need a spotlight to begin. You don't even need to feel ready. You just need to say yes to your vision. Say yes to your growth. Say yes to becoming the person you were born to be. And once you say yes, don't look back. Don't second guess it. Walk like it's already yours. Speak like it's already done. Move like the blessing is waiting around the corner. Because it is. But only the bold will find it. Only the ones who stop waiting for permission will ever step into their full power. Your time is now. Give yourself the permission you've been waiting for. Life is going to hit you hard. That's not a maybe. It's a guarantee. You will face moments when you question everything, moments when doors slam shut in your face, and moments when people you trusted walk away like you never mattered. It's in those times, the times when the pressure is heavy and the path is unclear, that you learn what you're really made of. And if you've got real hunger in your spirit, that pain won't destroy you. It'll become your power. See, hunger has this incredible ability to turn pain into fuel. It doesn't just help you survive the storm, it teaches you how to grow in it, how to fight in it, and how to rise out of it stronger than ever. Everyone experiences pain, but not everyone uses it. Some people get broken by it, bitter from it, paralyzed in it. But hungry people, they dig into that pain and pull out purpose. They don't let failure define them. They let it refine them. They don't sit around asking, why me? They start asking, what can I learn from this? How can I turn this around? They recognize that every setback is a setup for a comeback if you've got the hunger to keep going. Pain is part of the process, but pain without purpose is just suffering. Hunger gives your pain a job. It gives it direction. It turns wounds into wisdom. You see, hunger doesn't ignore the pain. It acknowledges it, embraces it, and then builds from it. The world may count you out, but when you're hungry, you count yourself back in. You take all the things that were supposed to break you and turn them into bricks for your foundation. You channel the heartbreak, the disappointment, the betrayal, and use it to sharpen your focus. You work through it. You rise through it. And eventually, you win through it. It's in your darkest moments that hunger speaks the loudest. When the money's gone, when the support is gone, when the motivation fades, that's when the hunger inside either dies or doubles. And that choice is yours. You can either let the pain stop you, or you can let it shape you. You can lie down and let life roll over you. Or you can get up and say, this won't be the end of me. That decision is what separates the average from the extraordinary. It's what separates the people who give up from the people who go up. Understand this, your pain has a purpose. Your struggle isn't wasted. It's building a strength in you that comfort never could. It's teaching you how to endure, how to adapt, how to lead, and how to thrive. But you've got to want your future bad enough that you're willing to go through something for it. That's the hunger. That's the edge. And once you find that edge, nothing and no one can take it from you. So whatever you're going through right now, whatever pain you're facing, don't run from it. Face it. Learn from it. Use it. Let it stretch you, grow you, and prepare you. Because on the other side of pain is purpose, and on the other side of purpose is power. But you only get there if you're hungry enough to keep walking through the fire, knowing that you're being forged, not finished. Your future is waiting, and it's stronger than your past. But you've got to stop fearing the pain and start fueling the power. That's how the hungry win. Discipline is not exciting. It's not glamorous, and it rarely gets applause. But it's the foundation every dream stands on. Without discipline, passion fades. Without discipline, talent gets wasted. You can be the most gifted person in the room, but if you don't have the discipline to show up every day, to put in the work when nobody's watching, then you'll never see the results you want. Hunger is powerful, but hunger without discipline is just noise. Real winners don't just get motivated, they get consistent. They don't wait for the right mood or the perfect conditions. They train themselves to do what needs to be done, especially when they don't feel like it. Every person you admire, every success story you look up to, they all have one thing in common: a daily routine of discipline. Whether it's early mornings, late nights, rehearsals, planning, practicing, or sacrificing time with friends, the behind-the-scenes effort is what separates winners from dreamers. Hunger gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. It's the decision to get up and grind when no one else is cheering. It's choosing growth over comfort, preparation over procrastination, and progress over excuses. Too many people confuse being busy with being disciplined. But discipline isn't just about working hard. It's about working smart. It's about focusing on what matters, cutting off distractions, and creating habits that build momentum. It's writing the plan and sticking to it. It's saying no to things that don't align with your goals, even when they feel good in the moment. That's what real hunger looks like. It shows up in your habits, not just your emotions. And the truth is, discipline is what sustains you when motivation disappears. Because there will be days when the fire dies down, when the vision feels distant, and when the road ahead seems too long. In those moments, you won't win by feeling, you'll win by routine. Discipline keeps you anchored when the storms come. It keeps you moving when your feelings try to shut you down. It's the engine that drives you forward when everything around you says stop. You've got to be hungry for your future. Think about the people who seem unstoppable. They're not magic. They're just committed. They've learned that mastery comes from repetition. Success comes from systems. Greatness is born in the daily grind, not the highlight reel. Every step, every rep, every hour counts. Discipline stacks up until one day the results can't be denied. And that's when people call it luck or overnight success. But what they're really seeing is the outcome of relentless discipline backed by hunger. Now, if you really want to change your life, start mastering your minutes. Stop wasting time on things that drain your energy and steal your focus. Replace lazy habits with intentional action. Track your time, guard your space, and protect your goals. Hunger will give you the vision, but discipline builds the bridge that takes you there. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. One disciplined hour a day adds up. One focused decision a day adds up. And the more you choose discipline, the stronger you become. Eventually, it stops being a struggle. It becomes your standard. And when that shift happens, you stop chasing success and start attracting it. So be hungry, but also be structured. Be passionate, but also be patient. Build a rhythm that reflects your ambition. Because hunger may light the fire, but discipline is what keeps it burning. And if you can master that, there's no limit to how far you can go. When you're hungry for your future, you start to realize something powerful. Your environment matters. The people you surround yourself with, the conversations you engage in, the habits you adopt, all have a direct impact on whether your hunger grows or dies. You can't expect to reach your highest potential while staying stuck in a space that doesn't challenge or support your vision. If you're serious about winning, you've got to protect your circle. Not everyone deserves access to your energy, your ideas, or your dreams. Hunger is contagious, but so is complacency. And when you're around people who don't dream big, who settle for less, or who mock ambition, you start to lower your own standards without even realizing it. People talk a lot about loyalty, about keeping it real, about staying connected to their past. But there's a difference between staying humble and staying stuck. You're not betraying anyone by outgrowing them. You're just choosing to evolve. You're choosing to honor your future more than your comfort zone. Growth requires separation. It requires tough decisions. Sometimes it means walking away from relationships that no longer reflect where you're going. That's not arrogance. It's alignment. You can love people from a distance and still protect your energy. You can wish them well and still move on. Because at the end of the day, your destiny is too important to be compromised by small thinking. The more hungry you are, the more intentional you have to be with your surroundings. Ask yourself, are the people around me feeding my purpose or draining it? Do they celebrate my wins or secretly hope I stay the same? Do they challenge me to go harder? Or do they comfort me into staying average? Your answers will tell you a lot. And if you don't like what you see, it's time to make some changes. This isn't about being judgmental. It's about being responsible for your future. You can't grow if you're constantly trying to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Sometimes, the very people you think are on your side are the ones holding you back with subtle negativity. That's too risky. You really think that's going to work? Nobody from here makes it big. Those kinds of comments are poison to your hunger. You need people who speak life into your vision. People who push you to go harder, dream bigger, and never settle. People who remind you of your potential when you forget it yourself. The right circle doesn't compete, they collaborate. They inspire. They support. And when your hunger connects with their fire, it creates momentum that's unstoppable. But here's the key. It starts with you. You've got to become the kind of person you want to attract. Be disciplined. Be driven. Be positive. Led by example. The more focused you become, the more your energy will naturally attract the right people and repel the wrong ones. Don't chase validation. Chase growth. Don't look for comfort. Look for elevation. Build a circle that reflects your future, not just your past. So if you're really hungry, protect your circle like your future depends on it. Because it does. Audit your environment. Clean out the clutter. Surround yourself with people who fan your flame, not people who smother it. Your dream deserves a space where it can breathe, grow, and soar. And that only happens when you create a circle built on vision, discipline, and belief. Be bold enough to walk alone if you have to, until you find a tribe that matches your hunger. Because once you do, the climb gets clearer, the fire burns brighter, and the future becomes unstoppable. When it comes down to it, hunger is the fuel behind every breakthrough, every transformation, and every success story. It's not just about desire, it's about determination. It's about refusing to settle for the life you were handed and deciding to chase the life you were meant for. But hunger alone isn't enough. You have to back it with action, discipline, resilience, and the right environment. You've got to tune out the noise, rise above the negativity, and surround yourself with people who want to see you win. This journey is not for the faint of heart. There will be setbacks. There will be doubts. There will be moments where quitting feels easier than continuing. But if your hunger is real, if your vision means enough to you, you'll keep climbing. You'll keep jumping, stretching, sacrificing, and growing until that dream becomes your reality.